once was, and fans begin to comment in droves with every complaint under the sun.
What up, YouTube? I got another reaction video. They say Andrew Schultz is on a downfall. Now, me personally think niggas is hating. Niggas is hating. When you at the top, the haters will come. I believe that's what's happening right here. But if you liking what you're getting with these videos, like, comment, subscribe. It helped me more than you know with growing us and reaching multiple people that's not in our community yet. Boom. Let's get straight to this here.
I've seen it happen to my friend. Maybe there's some comics that are getting like too famous off YouTube or something too quick, and it starts to happen.
God, he's got a case of the yes. Everyone around's like, yeah.
This podcast for me has gone from me not being able to miss an episode to not being able to watch one for more than 10 minutes. Their egos have gotten completely out of control, and it's basically turned them into four douchebags who just love to sit there smelling each other's farts and act completely fake. They really don't seem interested in the guests anymore and seem more interested in what each other thinks instead.
As usual, when something is one of the biggest podcasts in the world, it changes from what it once was, and fans begin to comment in droves with every complaint under the sun. But as we saw in the opening clip, nobody fits more accurately to what Whitney and Bill said about YouTube comedians than Schultz, with a lot more subscribers than most of his peers and quite the attitude shift from 4 years ago before he blew up. Much of their audience was gained with Schultz's crowd work ability going viral, and his choice to channel his stand-up into fast-paced videos during the pandemic helped him blow up to a massive level. The podcast's electric intro monologues, great editing, and helps set it apart, but since their increase in fame, the new studio, it just hasn't felt the same. Filled with knee-slapping, brimming with fake laughs, even interrupting guests so often their audience defended DJ academics of all people in their own comment section. Tons of comments from fans complaining where older episodes are almost entirely positive. The worst part, however,
apparently one of them is about to be passed out.
Try one of these.
No,
try it.
No,
Will you just try it?
I got addictive personality for real.
This is not going to make you addicted.
No. Like, I have a really addictive,
you're not going to be addicted. It's such a stupid thing to think.
When you see
also,
me,
you're probably an alcoholic anyway, so what are you concerned about?
Joke or not, pressuring a man who is currently drinking to assumably fall back into nicotine addiction. I love dark humor, but I'm failing to see the joke there.
I'm one day off, and I want to...
I see where you could say this is a problem. But bruh, this is just people being comfortable enough in a podcast setting that you're getting an environment that happens behind closed doors with your boys. They're not really trying to peer pressure them into some zins. Unless you want to take a zen, bruh, take a fucking zen. Take a fucking zen. Take a fucking zen. Take a zen. Take one. Take two. Take all my zins.
Smoke a bowl out of my own nuts.
Between podcasters, academics, most young people now, or just most people I or you know, nicotine addiction is everywhere in many forms. I mean, just look at Brendan Schaub's cheeks. Anybody who has ever danced with a demon knows it's incredibly difficult to quit. Arguably, it's one of the most addictive substances on the planet, with tons of criticism towards Schultz for the clip. While it might sound like a nanny state comment, 2024 YouTube is strict as hell compared to back in the golden age. Schultz didn't declare Zyn pouches to be a sponsor in the video description or anywhere online, and tried to relentlessly push it on his guest and claim it's not addictive. Comedy gag or not, that would break medical misinformation and undeclared sponsorship guidelines. Hopefully I'm wrong, as I don't want any channel deleted, but they might be flying close to the sun on that one. But big channels allegedly have more leeway than others, as was seen with Sniper Wolf doxing Jack's Film's address and receiving little punishment compared to other channels.
They're not sponsoring it, bro. They actually take it, bro. It's only a sponsor if you pay advertising and you don't even use the product, bro. They popping zins on the regular.
In the past, so maybe he'll be fine. Schultz and touching his guest over and over, however, god damn. If Akasha's knee isn't close enough, the guest is done for. Leave it up to the truth teller comedians to suck up to an influencer scumbag for the entire podcast.
I'm telling you, it's those pecs, bro.
You got it. Oh shit. They trying to tell you shit.
Amber alert.
Amber alert for sure.
I gotta get out of here, boys. Do your sign off.
Okay.
No, don't take that.
This really didn't help Schultz's image, as people saw it as using Logan for clout and ignoring the tough questions, the opposite of what these comics aspire or claim to be.
Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh are some of the biggest snakes on YouTube. Them and their whole team are flagrant. Myron, you are a sensitive, talentless, bottom-feeding grifter. Your life's work is renting women and regurgitating other people's talking points. Your arms are not developed enough for the shirts you wear, and your co-host is pimping you. Merry Xmas.
Myron does have a point that pretty much every podcast comedian would have had a much longer road to success without being a friend of Joe Rogan's. Myron is still trying to fight Schultz, Penguin Zero, and ABBA over words and hurt feelings. Very alpha, of course. Akash dissed Fresh and Fit to their face for being less evolved than the average man, and they did
See
nothing.
them evolutionary charts from Neanderthal to Homo sapien?
Yeah.
Y'all are the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal. But grow with your audience. Mature with your audience as you work on yourself.
And Akash is someone who cries when one member of the audience doesn't laugh at his jokes, so
Did that guy suck for all of you? Guys sitting here picking his calluses on his hand for 10 minutes. Just go. Who gives a And then I just lost it. I was like, with all my jokes, this guy.
What the?
those two even ending up on Flagrant at all is exactly why
What's wrong with that? You feel as if the comedian is some clown that's up there dancing for you, nigga. Is he pop locking for you, nigga? No. Nigga. You front row picking at scabs, not laughing at no jokes, nigga. You become the joke.
older fans don't enjoy the show as much. It's more of a product of a great marketing team than raw comedy talk like previously. There's a major focus on landing the most viral guest, and whoever they hired in the last 2 years or so for marketing has definitely helped push it to major audiences, with a complete overhaul of thumbnail approach, titles, tons of sponsors, production quality, endless giggling goons on the couch. It's all the way optimized, which is a fair way to go about it, make it a business, but when it comes to comedy, genuine and funny wins, so many would rather now just put on the Monday Morning Podcast or Matt and Shane's secret podcasts, which are insanely successful without the Mr. Beast-esque approach to marketing the video.
You guys have overcomplicated the podcast. Well, everybody wanted to be on the Tonight Show, so you made your own Tonight Show. Look at this.
For you.
got stage lighting and shit. This is hilarious.
But you kind of did this. That's the thing.
But I didn't do this.
Schultz himself also changed his approach in how brazen he'd be with guests, knowing that awkward moments go viral, but he doesn't have the charisma of a Patrice O'Neill or even Tim Dillon to be likable while disrespectful. So even in his Whitney episode, who isn't the most popular figure in comedy, people turned on Schultz for being a whereas Tim Dillon was praised for finding ways to roast slyly or just bluntly telling the truth about the difference between Hollywood comedians that require the industry approval to survive and Patreon comedians. But just like how the early episodes of Joe Rogan Experience were a lot more raw, loose, and fun when nobody was listening, it's hard to avoid changing as your show goes from no listeners to millions upon millions. Flagrant just needs to tone it back.
You gotta try Sugon with a girl.
What's Sugon?
That's where you sug on his dick, dude. I hate you. You're fucking gay. You're so gay.
Yo, how did you fall for that, Shane?
No other podcast laughs so goddamn hard.
Was that not great? Was that not Sugon? Sugon? Sugon who? Sugon is dick. Sugon is dick.
At nothing burger jokes, and it simply wasn't this bad before the channel was clearly optimized top down for the biggest audience possible. Tim Dillon or Bill Burr let it flow naturally and let the dead air happen, but with Flagrant, I mean, there's 86 of you on the couch waiting to all get your points out. There's no room for comedic pauses that allow the host to talk like human beings, and it's just awkward for the guest, as many comments have pointed out, as many now struggle to even get a word in. Or maybe it's just the post-Weimar youth cut that's causing all this trouble for Andrew. And a normal fade would...
I'm gonna end it here. Alright, what I'm feeling right now is that people is having trouble with growth. Okay, Andrew is arguably number one right now. Okay, he's the king. He's the Drake of comedy. Okay, and when you become the Drake of comedy, when you get into this space of uncharted territory, you have to fucking create things out of thin air. Okay? It's easy to just copy certain things. Okay? But to create out of thin air is totally different, and that's where Andrew is. Okay? So just let's sit back and enjoy the show. Let's grab your popcorn. Okay, first bag's on me. Alright, I'm done with this reaction. If you liking what you're seeing, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.